So.
We don't need to talk yet, there's no point. It's just practice, isn't it?
No, this is first round.
Oh, it's the race now?
First, yeah, we're on.
Oh, okay. Welcome, race fans, to round number 4 of the Srtcc here from Milton Keynes and Simply Race. Touring car series here, of course, powered by Papa Luigi's, Dada Pizza, Rich Ryford and Luke Jones. Bringing the action from today's round. Race 1 about to get underway here from the Nurburgring GP track. Luke next to me is busy fighting with a printer, but he will be here all evening long for the race. Grid for tonight: Callum Cripps starting on the pole with Jonathan Elliott in 2nd place, Will Murphy in 3rd, Lee Connell 4th place, Richard Leeson, Max Spencer, Johnny Wilkinson, Alfie Hodges, Bradley Philpott, and when the screen comes back and I can actually tell you who's in final place, Callum Cripps rounding out your field. So that'll be interesting to see how some of the fast guys get through traffic, especially with treacherous turn 1 here at the Nurburgring GP track. That downhill off camber, right-hander, engines beginning to rev now for the start of the race. About to get things underway here. 5-lap heat races building up to an 8-lap final for round number 4. Hodges and Wilkinson out front row with Eels and Murphy, Elliott Spencer, Leeson Philpott, Connell Cripps. Your field again for tonight's race 1. Green flag is out. A couple of jump starts in the back of the field. I think one of them was Callum Cripps. We'll keep an eye on what's happening with that one for him, but that would be worth keeping an eye on. It does seem as though the race tuition Audis are no longer Audis, which would seem strange. Wilkes to the point early on as he gets past Hodges. Tough competition. No major incidents in the first couple of corners though this time. Perhaps we expected some more carnage in the first lap here at the ring through the Mercedes Arena. Turns 3 up towards turn 4 now. A couple of bits of movement in the mid-pack, but Philpott and Leeson at the back. Cripps is up to 7th place already, making headway in the early going here. Johnny Wilkinson still on the point. Good performance from him, of course. Alfie Hodges and Elliott behind him. Eels moving through. Look at just Eels there now in 3rd place. Jonathan Elliott, 4th spot behind them there. Some 2 wide racing down to the bottom of the lap in the hairpin. And now the big drag up the hill. Oh, big off for Richard Leeson there. Huge off. Just out of the hairpin actually. Problems for him to get that car going again, down to last place. Bit of an assist there on the run out of the corner. Through the Schumacher S now. Alfie Hodges up in 3rd place. He's managed to get rid of Jonathan Elliott now. It's just Niels in 2nd place. Alfie Hodges up in 3rd. That's the white Audi there. Oh, Hodges drafting right up behind Tristan Niels in 2nd place. Aggressive performance by the 2 Audis there. Up towards the end of the lap here. Coming up towards the final corner. Some rather interesting camera angles for you as Johnny Wilkinson will come across the line through the final corner to lead lap number 1 here at the Nurburgring in race number 1. And it's looking like a strong performance from Wilkinson. It's Connell in 8th place, being chased by Richard Leeson after his mistake. Bradley Philpott up in 7th spot right now.
15 is the lead. Johnny Wilkinson in the lead. 15 was first in the pole competition.
Oh, contact there with Spencer and I believe Philpott. Yeah, Spencer and Philpott with a bit of interesting action happening there.
That's not what we want.
That's what I said.
Racing has gotten quite aggressive here on the 2nd lap of 5. And race number 1 is Bradley Philpott here doing battle with Max Spencer. Spencer pushed wide, but Philpott has been the one that lost out. He gave the spot back there, keeping things fair on the racetrack. Stood behind them. Close action with Connell and Leeson and Murphy in there. Oh, sideways by Lee Connell there. The turquoise car right behind the white, grey, black and red car of Philpott. Very aggressive driving at this stage of things. Oh, off goes Philpott. Unusual mistake from Bradley Philpott there. Pushes wide in the arena and drops some time. Actually, that's the hairpin again, I apologise. The second car we've seen go off around the hairpin area. Drop Philpott down to last place here, about 5-6 seconds behind 9th place Will Murphy. Uncharacteristic to see Bradley Philpott drop it there on the track as up ahead of him. Alfie Hodges there, you're seeing just Neil's the second place car. That's the grey Audi. That's the first place leader. That's Johnny Wilkinson. Things have gone very tight to the front of your field here as it's 2 wide, 3 wide nearly for the lead. Up the inside goes Hodges, attacking Wilkinson and Eels in one go. Jonathan Elliott there. Look at the cloud of cars here for the lead of your race. Race number 1 coming to complete lap number 2 here. And things are getting very busy at the sharp end. Wilkinson under serious threat now from Elliott, Eels and Hodges as well. Hodges a white Audi, Eels is the grey, with Elliott the orange car. Bit of rubbing there between second and third place, Elliott and Eels. Hodges is hanging back, he doesn't want to get too involved. Hodges new to the series, but definitely looking like he has performance to share already. Look who's coming to join him though. Callum Cripps from behind. Callum Cripps catching up very rapidly here. Going to try and make himself known in this race. Of course, next race round it'll be Philpott and of course Cripps starting in the front with a reverse grid. So that could make things very interesting with their performance being a known quantity. Jonathan Wilkinson just stretching his legs a little bit here, trying to make himself a bit of a gap as second, third and fourth battle hard here now. 5th place is caught up to them with the fighting we've seen on the racetrack. Eels, Elliott, Hodges and Cripps there. That second pack behind your leader Johnny Wilkinson. Some on track action there is big impact. Off goes Hodges. Elliott loses time. Elliott runs wide. Oh, big mistake there, but Hodges was the one that paid for it. He went off the track after heavy contact with your lead group there. Callum Cripps making himself very known here in that race Trisha machine. Moving forwards now, up behind Tristan Eels' Audi. Off goes Jonathan Elliott again there, running wide. Callum Cripps dropping back slightly, about a second behind him. Preparing to attack a second time as they'll come up to complete lap number 3 this time round. Well, things have gotten aggressive here in Germany. The Nurburgring is definitely seeing its share of battles in this first race. Johnny Wilkinson has 1.6 seconds over second place Tristan Eels, although Eels, Elliott, Cripps very close on the racetrack now. 5 seconds back then to Alfie Hodges and the rest of your field, who spread out pretty aggressively now over about 30 seconds here. Across the line they go, on to lap number 4 here. 2 to go at the Nurburgring for race number 1. Johnny Wilkinson, Tristan Eels, Jonathan Elliott, Callum Cripps, Alfie Hodges, Richard Leeson, Will Murphy.
That's your order.
And that's now the order because apparently things were entirely wrong all race long, and I've been calling the wrong names. Thank you to DJ for that one. The producer here who decided to completely mess up the standings.
It's good now, it's right now.
Apparently that's Bradley Philpott, not Callum Cripps. Bradley Philpott is in second now, apparently.
Yeah, that's Bradley Philpott.
Right. So I'm as confused as you are at home, folks. Things have just been thrown on me. I was wondering why people
it's
drive
correct
different
now.
cars.
What you see there is 100% correct.
Yes, you're hearing from my producer now. He's managed to work out which buttons to press. Lee Connell leading the way, as I've been saying with Johnny Wilkinson all race long. Bradley Philpott in second, Max Spencer, Alfie Hodges, Callum Cripps, Will Murphy, Richard Leeson, Jonathan Elliott, Tristan Eels, Johnny Wilkinson. And sideways there for third place, Max Spencer, getting very aggressive at this stage. Philpott not had the accident I thought he was, that was Cripps actually, so, but it wasn't Cripps, I think it was Elliott, so we'll get this straightened out of course for this one, but coming up towards the end of lap number 4, Philpott incredibly quick here in his Audi. I always remembered him being in an Audi, so this has clarified my brain a little bit in this race as first place Lee Connell, second place Philpott. Look at the attack from Philpott here on Connell. On the outside though, Philpott's not going to do a lot here with the snow. He has nearly had the inside line, but doesn't quite get the crossover completed. Connell defending. Could Philpott nudge his way inside? He does. Not an overlap, but he's coming up to a left-hander. Oh, contact with your leader there. Camera angles lost him for a moment. And a second moment. And we come back to the final corner.
Just quickly,
things are straightened out here.
At any point, penalty Lee Connell. Because what he's doing
Across the line onto the final lap.
He's slowing down from first place. He's deliberately holding up Bradley.
Philpott, second place
Trying to make
here.
a mistake. Literally, he had a lead of like 3 seconds. He
Max
stopped
Spencer
the
in
car,
third place.
and now he's back
Attacking
at
Bradley
right
Philpott
to,
here.
wait for it,
Points
wait for it.
fight has certainly intensified here. Alfie Hodges.
Look at that,
Fourth
look
spot
at that
is
huge
catching
gap.
up
He
here.
stops the car and allows it to catch up, and now he's just deliberately blocking him.
Spencer's gone through on Philpott now. Things have been congested on the racetrack. Very busy here behind them. That's Alfie Hodges going to be attacking Bradley Philpott as well here. The gap has opened up now. Connell, Spencer. Could Philpott attack on the last lap? Could he take back second place? First looks a little bit too far away. Not many chances left now in the corners. Remain on the lap. Lee Connell looking dominating at this stage. Hasn't lost the lead all race. It's been a fantastic performance from him. A controlling race win. Bradley Philpott there up the inside of Max Spencer. Can he convert it to the advantage he needs? Not going to have a run on him as he'll come up to a left. Philpott loses out. Can he take back on the switchback? No time left for that. Philpott's not going to have the chance he needs. He'll have to go for the inside if he can. Spencer runs a little wide. Oh, opportunity for Philpott. Not close enough. To the last sequence now, they will come. Lee Connell, Max Spencer, Bradley Philpott, your top 3 in round number 1. And it doesn't look set to change. Not many opportunities left for Spencer and Philpott. As they've caught Connell, your leader again, and up the inside goes Philpott. Aggressive driving there. BTCC-like almost. It's, a lot of paintwork has been traded between those two cars this race. Through the final corner, Lee Connell will come. Viewing victory in round number 1. Max Spencer comes home in second place with Bradley Philpott in third. Alfie Hodges in 4th. Callum Cripps in 5th place. Will Murphin will take the 6th spot. Richard Leeson, Jonathan Elliott, Tristan Eels, and Johnny Wilkinson. We do apologise for the minor technical hiccups in that first round, folks, with the position orders, but everything should be shaken out now. We are good to go for the rest of the evening, so stick with us and we will be back with the second race, which I believe will be Group 2's first race.
Yeah, Group 2, Race 1.
That's what was confusing me. So why was Brad in a Toyota all of a sudden? Or a Seat or whatever it was.
I'm just going to add that webcam in just to put a show of the venue, so if you don't want to be in it, stand a bit further over there. Bit further. If you don't want to be in it, there you go.
Not at all, basically.
Need to focus it slightly. Hello, YouTube, you're going to see my ugly mug. Yeah, it looks better. It's totally not HD, but you know. Ben. Ben. You're on the stream.
Tech problems. The worst kind. Are you always ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, just a tick. Yeah, you've done it all. No worries. It's good. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just an empty section of track. Brad's not going to be happy because there's no umlaut on the U in Nurburgring, but I really couldn't bother because it's tiny, so it would have just made it look a bit shit.
You haven't got the correct microphone for Rachel.
Just check it's the right way around.
It will be now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Go, Dave.
No, you're fine. You were fine. I've just checked it. It's fine. It was a little quiet, but I've changed it now, so it should be fine. That mic now is going to be pretty crap. This mic is going to be the good mic. So if you can, just both talk into that one. It will both pick you up fine if you're at a good distance.
Race 2 for the races tonight for the Srtcc. Group number 2's race 1 with Jonathan Elliott. This is just a flip grid, I believe, the same grouping. It is indeed. Alfred Hodges, Johnny Wilkinson, Tristan Eels, Will Murphy, Jonathan Elliott, Max Spencer, Richard Leeson, Bradley Philpott, Lee Connell, Callum Cripps. So the reverse grid race of race number 1. On the starting grid, getting ready for another 5-lap run around here. Lights are on the gantry. Green lights are out. Johnny Wilkinson, Alfred Hodges, front row here, and Luke. It's a good start by the pack. Are we going to see as much violence this time as race 1?
I hope not. I understand people using each other as brake pedals in the last one, so it's all got to be interesting.
As you see there.
As they continue to do so in this one, as we have multiple cars off in your midfield there, including Richard Leeson, I believe, and one of the race tuition cars as well. A little sideways there, Callum Cripps, I think, in that one.
Yeah, I think that was the one.
Trying to make his way
both kind of keeping it together, which is good.
It looks like Bradley Philpott using Lee Connell as a brake pedal in the start of this race to repay him for the last one. So things getting pretty violent already, Luke, as we start. Well, not even out of the Mercedes arena, and half these cars have bits of paint trading.
Yeah, I think that's the NASCAR school of driving there. You fired me in the last race, I'm going to give you a little love tap back, and now we're even.
I'm not sure it's a NASCAR school of driving. I'd say it's the BTCC or Clio Cup school of driving, but close enough.
Oh no, they don't do love taps in Clio Cup, they roll each other.
You know what, that's a good point. So we'll keep going. Probably is more than NASCAR school of driving, because Will Murphy out front, Alfie Hodges, Johnny Wilkinson, Jonathan Elliott. Philpott, the 5th place car now, moved up rapidly from where he started. And a bit of a sandwich there, it's all shunting back and forth there with Lee Connell and Callum Cripps. In fact, I think the two race tuition hours just sandwiched that purple machine of Connell.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. On board here with Bradley Philpott as we come up through the Schumacher S's. This This is always a good opportunity to overtake because there's quite a harsh braking zone now.
Yeah, there certainly is up here. Look at that. Oh, from the inside goes Jonathan Elliott. Very aggressive move there. As the same happens as well for Bradley Philpott, who also uses Elliott as a bit of a brake pedal. Coming up to the Schumacher there. Very tight pack of cars. It was Connell completely takes off the corner. That's not.
That's all four wheels off of the tarmac. So I'd be unsurprised if Ben takes a look into that in the not too distant.
Certainly could be race control back, of course, and he will be having a very strict look at some of these positions. But it's time gained there, going all four wheels off the track as come around to the end of lap 1, and it feels like the end of lap 15 here with the amount of action we've had. Just look in the back of the field there. Some of the cars getting very, very aggressive. And look at that. Oh, that was partially evasive, partially should have backed out.
Yeah, all gone around the outside and stayed on the black stuff, but there we are.
Certainly is our front Will Murphy, Alvin Hodges, Bradley Philpott now to 3rd place. Although Johnny Wilkinson and Lee Connell have actually gotten back past, so a bit of a scrum there. And the bottom end of your top 5 link, as these guys really getting quite aggressive with this one.
It's mixed up, isn't it? It's certainly providing some entertainment. It's just the 5 laps of racing, but it's action packed and it's all going off. So I think it's providing something entertaining for the viewers, even if it's not the cleanest.
Of course, the gap between your leader and Muffin is about half a second, but then it's about 3 seconds back to Philpott, Connell, Wilkinson. These guys fighting so hard, they're actively losing time here, Luke. So actually costing them. But here comes Callum Cripps through as well, as 2 of the teammates behind him, Elliott and Eels, getting very aggressive with each other at that stage of things.
Yeah, I was just trying to look back there and see who we were on board with, but I think that looks like Callum Cripps and Johnny Elliott just making advantage of the Ocelli Sport car going off the road.
I think it did just happen then. I think that was, I believe, Eels that went off the road there, but really for us in this one is this Murphy Hodges, Philpott, Connell, Elliott Cripps at the moment in that group. Cripps bringing up the rear. He's trying to catch up to this lot here. He's going after Jonathan Elliott at this stage, who a lot of cars have pushed past at this stage, so perhaps Elliott not going to be quite as lenient with I think people have any room at this stage.
Yeah, it's a good battle. We know Callum's fast. I think he's either P1 or 2 in the championship, if I recall correctly. So he's certainly going to be pushing hard. It's just whether he's got it quite hooked up. We know he had a long drive back from Thruxton circuit this afternoon as well. So
he is, and Callum Cripps actually P1 in the points right now. So a lot to fight for tonight here at the Nurburgring. Murphy, they're looking strong in race number 2 of this group. Out front with not a lot of competition as the winners and podiums from last time all fighting in the midfield at the moment, not willing to let each other get ahead. Alpha Hodges, 2nd place, still about half a second behind, really keeping contact with your leaders there as teammates battling incredibly hard there. Contact with teammates, not the smartest move.
No, and actually what we see at the top of the timesheets there is that Philpott is closing the gap down there to Hodges and Murphy ever so slightly, half a second on the last lap. But he's also gapped quite significantly. The guys behind him, Lee Connell, now 1.4 behind. So.
Camera here looking at Tristan Niels and Richard Leeson battering the living daylights out of each other. The 2 teammates there trying not to let Max Spencer through. I think Spencer's afraid of being crushed by battling teammates. As those 2 realise they're so far back, I think they don't really care. They're fighting each other as they. Oh, Max Spencer uses his elbow to get them out of the way. This is definitely Clio Cup racing.
Yeah, the snippets of the last race that I caught in between my take ones. Oh, someone's gone very, very hard right and over the grass.
That was Tristan Eels.
Something amiss there, but anyway, yeah, it's Max Spencer. He's been elbows out and using everyone to slow himself down all evening, so I'm not surprised to see him mixing it again.
Absolutely not. As look at the gaps, Alfred Hodges down to about 4.4 seconds. Replay there showing Eels. Well, that's tyres.
There was no gain there. There was
absolutely no gain and all tyre barrier for Tristan Eels in that move. As the gap between Murphy and Hodges down 2.4, 2.2 for Philpott, 1.7 now. Philpott catching very rapidly here.
Yeah, and
could be a real threat.
Hodges not closing in on Murphy either, so you know it's that gap's static. So if Brad can get past and keep his pace up, then that might be a real fight at the end of the race for us.
It really could be, of course. You can see him up ahead of him now. Actually, 2 leaders up ahead of Philpott. as he really can't see to this stage of things. Of course, he's pulled the gap on Connell, which is the important part here, because he was fighting so hard with Connell and Cripps that he lost time, but he's made that up now. He's broken away from Connell, and he's really closing that gap in. 1.5 seconds now to Hodges. If he can get to these two, which he might have a chance to, as we're here on lap number 4, we're starting of the race. 2 laps to go. Can Philpott do this?
I think he can, and just as I said, Alfie Hodges wasn't closing in. He takes 3/10 out of the 6/10 gap. So if these two start mixing it, they'll slow each other down. They'll fall back, and they'll be in Brad's clutches. So this is going to be a good fight in the last 2 or 3 laps.
There's always a little bit of favouritism, of course, when we're commentating here, because of course I am commentating with Brad Philpott's manager. So of course always going to be a little bias there as Leeson goes off the track again. I think he's still remembering the Tokyo Drift film, perhaps, because I don't think I've seen sideways action like that on a racetrack since.
Huge chunk out of Hodges, that lad.
Absolutely massive. Look at this, Philpott right on the back now. He's within a second of your leaders. All 3 of them under an umbrella here as Philpott on the back of Hodges. Momentum to really help Philpott here. If he can find a way to get through quickly, he can take this one to Murphy on the last lap and have a chance at the win in race number 2. But it's all matters about if he can get to him here.
Yeah, it is that. It's can he pass Alfie? If he can, probably won't be an issue. But it's a case of that Civic being made wide, and how wide is it going to be, and how much is that going to kill Brad's speed through the other sections of the lap.
Of course, it all depends on how aggressive Brad is willing to be at this stage. As will Murphy hold off here for the reverse grid victory in race number 2 of Group 1 here for round 4. Of the Srtcc from the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit here in Germany. It's Will Murphy, it's Alfie Hodges, Bradley Philpott, the purple car is in the distance, Lee Connell, winner last time out, who's now mired back in 4th.
I suspect Mr. Murphy will be taking a penalty for skipping that final chicane there, so this battle might not be so straightforward.
Certainly might not be, as he's trying to do what he can, but look at this opportunity there for Philpott, gets on the inside, gets the overlap, will have to run towards the first corner here. This is important for Philpott, as the camera decides to look at the inside of a piece of fencing, but Philpott will be inside for turn 1.
Now it's compromise his exit, Rachel, because he's going to have to shed more speed.
Can he stay ahead? Oh, he gets contact with the leader! Contact with Will Murphy! Has cut back in time by Alfie Hodges there. Should not be a penalty, I don't believe, at this stage. Just gets the inside line. Hodges gets back up the inside there. Advantage over Philpott. This is not what Philpott wants if he wants to try and fight for the win. And look who's closing in. Connell is closing that gap down here. The Civic there of Hodges looking very wide, Link.
It is, yeah, it's going to be a tough one to overtake. Alfie's a quick young lad, so it's going to be an interesting one. I'm more intrigued to see what race control do about Mr. Murphy's chicane cut. I might go and investigate that one, Rachel, and leave the viewers in your capable hands.
You can go do that. We'll find out what's going to happen for the race win, because that will make things very interesting. If Philpott can take second, it might actually be the victory, depending on what race control will hand out penalty-wise to Will Murphy, if they do at all. So we'll keep our eyes peeled on that one. Philpott probably won't know that though, so can he take second? Does he realise second is as important as he thinks? Lee Connell has eaten a second during this fighting, so he's a lot closer than he was, but not close enough to attack yet. Schumacher S now up towards the end of the lap, here we go. Will Murphy, Alfie Hodges, Bradley Philpott. Philpott gets... Oh, Philpott had the nose of the inside there. Nearly made it work, but there's been some heroic defence from Alfie Hodges. Up towards the final chicane here. Is there a last opportunity for Philpott to take second place here? As he goes on the inside, huge dive there by Bradley Philpott. I think he might have completely knocked that one off. No, he's behind him again. He went past the chicane. Hodges got the cut back and out of the final corner. Will Murphy will take the flag here at Nurburgring GP race number 2. Alfie Hodges second place, Bradley Philpott in third, Lee Connell in fourth, with Callum Cripps in the 5th spot, Max Spencer in 6th, Jonathan Elliott in the 7th spot, Richard Leeson in 8th, Tristan Niels in 9th, and Johnny Wilkinson in the 10th spot. What they're doing, I have absolutely no idea, but you know what? At this stage, we don't care. Folks, we'll be back in just a few moments with Group 2's race number 1.
page now for the next crew. Huh? Right, okay, I've got the opposite of that, but yeah. I'll change it, fine. Bear with me, I'll tell you when I'm ready. I would take a
double back, guys. We'll keep the double back, guys, so there's definitely loads of pizza in there. They give us like a random selection.
Right, Ben, don't start. Yeah, I'm not ready.
That's just margarita. Quite hot.
See you later. Take care. Have a good day. Yeah, of course. What do you want? Whatever. There's a ham and pineapple. Thank you.
This pizza thing was a good idea, wasn't it?
I like pizza. Pizza in any situation is good.
How's it going, man? You alright?
Yeah. Get in there, my first win of the year.
Was that you in the green car? I didn't realise it was you.
Mate, I knew everyone's quicker than me by about a second a lap. I just made my Honda the widest Honda ever. I was holding that Honda up behind me. I knew you guys were all stuck at the back of the pack. And I saw you break through, getting on the pressure on him. I was like, come on, these last two laps, I want you to put enough pressure on him, but not get past, so he goes back. And then you got past, and then that's when I panicked.
Here we go. But then what happened was, I thought, right, I've done him. I got him out in the last corner. He went wide. I went up the inside. He pushed me to the pit wall, but I got through. And I thought, right, next up is the green car. Brake for the first corner, normal place. And as I got to the corner, you were going like 1 mile an hour at the apex. I was like, so I touched you,
yeah, I know.
and that screwed me. Then he came back
Ready?
past,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do anything.
I saw you dive in on me, and I was like,
I wasn't trying to fight him, I was just trying to not let him. Because I was being touched, I was
And here we are ready for Group 2 Race 1 of Srtcc Round 4 here at Simply Race. Fueled by Papa Luigi's Dana Pizza. Your grid for this race: on pole, Lewis Manley, joined on the front row with Jack Ashton, row 2, Mike Scott, and
just had a car not on track, so
just having a quick reset. Row 3 will be Shamak Glodek and Colin Talbot. Row 4, Michael Boulding, Steve Roberts. Row 5, Connor Hambleton and Paul Eales.
Going to be an interesting second group here, race 1 of the second group. I apologise for not being on right away here, as Papa Luigi's Dana Pizza have just arrived for us, so I was busy scoffing some pizza, excuse me.
About my tongue.
It's very hot pizza, amazing stuff from Papa Luigi's. The race will restart now and we'll get underway for race number 2 here. Race number 1, sorry, of group 2, I'll get the numbers right eventually. Lewis Manley, not so confident about his speed, but definitely quick. It'll be interesting having Trevor Goldick, Jack Ashton, as a Scott and fellows behind him. It's going to make things very interesting with this 9-car first
Yeah, I have.
ring. Manley, Ashton, Scott, fellows, Goldick, Talbot, Roberts, Hamilton and Eales. Connor Hamilton, one of the new drivers this season. We'll see how he performs in this one.
I knew. No, I knew already. We have to work on our communication.
Communication not being a weak point of the crew here at Simply Race.
It's a
You can
big
hear in the
weak point.
background. It's very busy back here. Or should I say out here, where we're commenting live on the race floor. The drivers are off to our left hand side here, getting ready to go for race 1 of Group 2. Things will definitely be heating up in this third qualifying race before we sort out our finals. Likely tonight to just be a B and A finals with the numbers we have. 20 drivers total. Now Michael Boulding is actually on the grid. Last place start for Michael Boulding will pole for race 2. So we'll keep our eyes on that one.
Say when you're ready. It's really hot. Hot. Hello. Alright. Tucked away behind there. How are we? Yeah, not too bad. How was Thruxton?
hot. Freezing in the morning when we left the plane.
It was only about 16 degrees, wasn't it?
19 when we left.
Sweet. Alright, here we are.
On the grid now for race 1 of Group 2, Lewis Manley, Jack Ashton, Mike Scott, Andrew Fellows, Shamak Goldick, Connor Talbot, Michael Boulding, Steve Roberts, Connor Hamilton, Paul Eales, the grid now sorted out for this one. Lights are on the gantry. Getting ready to go again as Luke has even more pizza. He likes Papa Luigi's that much.
How many slices have you had, Rachel? 2?
Yeah, extra. I will, once we finish commentating. Our job comes first, of course.
No, pizza. Pizza first.
That's a hard decision for me to make, as the lights will go on here on the gantry, and it's green flag for race number 3. Manley with a good start. Ashton also getting a good launch off the line. Scott and Shannon Golding moving his way forward very quickly here. Passing Andrew Fellows. Will turn 1 be clean? That's the question. Oh, Manley does it!
Did he get hit? Or did he
No,
not?
that was all by himself.
To himself in the first corner.
Where is it?
Huge disappointment for
Manley's just picked it up himself.
Manley. Has
He
just
just
lost
dragged
his
him.
car on the run to turn 1, Luke.
Yeah. P9. That's going to make the grid for the final interesting.
He'll come back a bit.
Yeah, he will come
Certainly
back.
will. He's got to fight his way back through this one if his car isn't too damaged, but uncharacteristic mistake there going into turn 1 from the lead.
I thought Lewis would walk this, and he still might actually because it's not the strongest group, but he won't walk it against Connor.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, I think we're stuck for words here because we don't normally see these sort of mistakes from Lewis Manley.
He's carrying the number 1 on his car for a reason, so...
Yeah, he's one of the fastest guys we have here, and a great performer. We don't see under pressure mistakes. It's unusual.
He's clinical.
He's going to give us a good
Yeah,
race.
he was in a clinic then, the infield care clinic. But Jack Ashton leads the way with Andrew Fellows, who's managed to make his way back forwards again. Mike Scott up in the 3rd spot with Shannon Golding in 4th. Paul Eales in 5th. He's made his way forwards quite rapidly from last, actually. So a lot of shake-up in the field here. We'll try and take a look at somebody else in the field rather than Lewis Manley's disappointing 9th place.
It's going to be a charge through the pack. 2 seconds back, well, 2.5 seconds back. We'll see how it is at the end of the lap. I suspect Lewis will be fully on it by lap 2 and carving his way through traffic, providing he doesn't throw it towards him.
We'll have to see what he can do this time by. He's 14 seconds through from the lead, so it's a tall order to try and win this one from back there, but Jack Ashton in command at the moment. 2.5 seconds ahead of Mike Scott and Fellows, who are fighting hard there. Scott getting through to 2nd place. Nice recovery there from him. Andrew Fellows in 3rd. Paul Eales in 4th. Shamrock Goldish we're on board with right now in the 5th spot as he goes after Paul Eales.
The races are just about the right length.
Andrew Fellows just up ahead of those guys here. On to lap number 2 here. And apart from the leader pinning himself, no major problems as they're all shuffling for turn 1.
It's been remarkably clean.
It has. Oh,
So,
a little bit of contact
contrast,
there as
contrast.
2 cars run wide, and could be Shamrock Golden's opportunity here to snag a spot or 2. He gets at least 1 there from Paul Eales, I believe that was. As
Handley
Trying to
Andrew
sort
Fellows
himself out.
has Fellows on the side of his car in massive red letters, which is...
it helps us to tell who's who in this race, of course, as sometimes it can be a little difficult, but Shamrock Goldie doing again. Oh, running wide there, they're all running wide. Not sure if that's track they're allowed to use, but we'll find out, of course.
There's no advantage gained off of that one. They're so far wide. It's it's just a case of the car getting a bit upset on the exit.
Actually, as turn 4, there's a huge advantage using the outside of turn 4 if we're allowed to, especially the runoff where it cuts through for the combined layout for the Nordschleife. I've seen that area actually deliberately not included in the racing surface in other series in the past, so maybe not in these cars, but I know for some others it can be an advantage, especially when you're talking the bigger prototypes of GT cars. But right now, Jack Ashton, Mike Scott, Andrew Fellows, Shamrock Goldick, Paul Eales 5th place is holding off Golding now. Golding's made his way to 4th place here.
Manley's in 8th and not... I don't know. We'll have to wait for the next sector. Maybe he is producing a charge and we're just seeing 9 seconds. That is 5 out of the lead in the last lap. That's huge.
That is a huge, huge recovery, like you're saying. As Lewis Manley really hitting himself right now. I expect him pushing hard to try and make up for that one. But here he is actually about to join onto the back of this group here. This could be interesting.
Yeah, I think if he gets a toe and he can keep his nose clean, he could get through these guys quite quickly. So,
And that could bring him up to a top 5 finish. That's not a terrible recovery after basically headbutting the wall on the start from the pole position. To get back in the top 5, I think would be an impressive result from him.
I mean, knowing Lewis, nothing less than a win is satisfactory. So we'll see how he gets on. But he's
a bit of a shot
avoided
there.
2.
Yeah, Michael Balding, and I believe that was poor Eels there who were locked together. Oh, contact with, I think that was Mike Steve Roberts, yeah, who just kind of plonked his way through that group of cars as they turned each other around in the final quarter, but Lewis Manley to 6th place there with no real trouble. He's a second behind, 2 seconds behind 5th and 4th, so there's a lot to play for in this. In fact, it could be a podium still looking at the times. That's only 3 seconds away from him. It's 3rd place.
This is remarkable. But the time to Jack Ashton hasn't come down.
No,
The time to everybody else, yes.
Yeah,
So
Ashton's pulling away.
realistically, not going to catch Ashton. I think he and Lewis are fairly evenly matched pace-wise. The rest of the field, actually, not that far away. Mike's got 4 seconds behind Ashton, but the rest of them are that one group. So
looking unlikely he'll get Mike Scott, but Andrew Fellows is definitely a possibility. Should he get good momentum? So we are on lap 3 here, of course, of 5. So once this one's over, we have 2 to go, and it's going to be a lot of an ass. A little bit of rubbing, shall we say, with Goldwick and Fellows there.
Okay, Tom.
As behind them is
Right, what's up with
Connor Hamilton.
I've just got it on there. Carry on, guys.
As right now, Manley trying to get up behind these guys. He's just in the back of the picture there, as you can see. But Connor Hamilton looking for a way through on these two. I think he's faster right now, Luke, but he just doesn't seem to be. Oh, he has the inside there.
Yeah.
Nicely done by Connor Hamilton. Really nice move, getting past Shamrock Golding. Will Golding reply? Give him a look tap, but not enough.
Shamak's fast as well, so we know he's gonna keep mixing it. Will that play into Lewis's hands? I don't know. It's obviously good if the guys in front are battling.
If they fight, of course, it could be a big advantage. Look how close he's getting to Shamrock Golding now. Can he dispatch him quickly is the question. It's Connor Hamilton looking to try and make a move here on Fellows, so it could be a threat from Hamilton actually if he gets into clean air and can pull away from this group. Maybe he could be the one that Lewis Manley can't catch.
Quite possibly. I mean, there's four different drives and 4 different lines through that last corner there, but it's all about how you get down the straight and into the braking area at the end of this one.
Certainly is. Look at this, up the inside there goes Manley. Try to brake properly this time, Lewis, as he gets into the first corner. Up the inside of Fellows, will it be enough? It's compromised line, but he has a good run through there. Oh, look at that, nicely made the move there on Fellows. Fellows answers back. Oh, contact between the 2 of them. Can Manley take advantage? He does. Lewis Manley takes huge advantage. That one moves himself up to 4th place here. And now he's only got Connor Hamilton to go after with clean air. So this could be an interesting fight to keep our eyes on as, well, the tables have turned.
Half a second to Connor Hamilton and 2 laps left.
Look at the replay there as Fellows dove in on Golding. So that's going to be a bit of a discussion post-race, I expect, as they wrapped themselves around each other in that one.
It was a lunge. It was a bold move that did not pay off. So as you say, I suspect this will cause a few discussions, and we'll see whether race control takes a dim view of that one.
Certainly it will be something we'll have to have a look at post-race, of course. We'll do the reverse grid after this, which could be very interesting, of course, but the fast guys are all going to be towards the road, but of course in this case Lewis Manley will be the fastest, the furthest forwards should things finish the way they are. So
he's dropped back by 1.5 seconds from Hamilton as well in this lap. So
he has, yes. Lewis Manley perhaps happy where he is, maybe? Well, I don't think that's likely given him, but a bad lap that time by. Damage on the car, possibly?
I don't think we're running the damage actually, so maybe he's sandbagging for the preferential start.
It could well be that. It could be the start will be the big advantage to get a chance of a win rather than just a podium. So.
Yeah, he keeps Scott and Ashton behind him and Connor Hamilton, who's clearly not slow either. So
well, it keeps another car between him and Scott and Ashton, which is also more important. Preferential lane going into the first corner, and also another car between them if they're all single file. So it's actually advantageous to be 4th rather than 3rd.
Yeah, he'll be on the left side of the grid. He'll have a nice alignment through turn.
That's a holding station, most likely at this stage, as Golding was going to make a move there. I think that's Paul Eels actually, and one of the others. It was Golding and Eels. That's Golding looking at the back of the purple and orange Audi. Last lap across the line we're on now. Jack Ashton, Mike Scott, Connor Hamilton, Lewis Manley, Andrew Fellows, Shamrock Golding, Colin Talbot, Steve Roberts, Paul Eels and Michael Baldwin. Yeah, Lewis Manley's definitely dropped off now. He's pulled back 2 seconds from Connor Hamilton. Hamilton on a real charge here, going after Mike Scott. Not going to be close enough in time, but Right, push through from him.
Yeah, and he's got 7 in the bag back to follow, so there's no need to push and cause any silly mistakes. He can collect a few points. He was only ever going to get 1 more at best if he got to P3. But
To win would be a far bigger advantage for him, so because he wants that win, this is a more chance to get that win here as we're looking on board with Goldick and Fellows, the two that made contact that other lap, about 2 laps ago now I think it was, as on the last lap now down to the hairpin at the bottom of the lap. We'll have a look back to your leaders. Jack Ashton, we've not had a camera on him all day long because he has been romping off into the sunset. There he is, Jack Ashton. A fantastic run from him through the final chicane now. Going to be up towards the end of the lap, but just been flawless after Lewis Manning dropped it from the lead. He said, "Thank you, I'll take this one and I'll run with it."
Yeah, and Jack was Lewis's closest competition in season 2 of the Srtcc as well. So we always expect him to be somewhere near the front, and for him, getting the win and Lewis being down in P4, that's good. He'll take that all day long.
It absolutely is, and Mike Scott, second place, a great run from him as well. Consistency has been very, very, very good from him. Connor Hamilton, new runner in the series, great race from him. Up towards the end of the lap now, through the final corner, Jack Ashton, uncontested, will take the flag here at the Nurburgring in Group 2's race 1. Mike Scott just behind him will take second place. Connor Hamilton will round out your podium in third, with Lewis Manley recovering from headbutting the wall from the pole in corner 1 to come home in 4th place. So a huge recovery from him. Behind them is Andrew Fellows, Colin Talbot, just by a nose, Shaman Goldick, Steve Roberts, Michael Balding and Paul Eels.
Guys, if you...
Nice face.
Trying to work out where the camera was.
Literally right there.
Yeah.
Right where your nose was.
Come on, I want to wipe this so that I can give Brad the laptop.
What are you trying to hide off it? What's on there that Brad doesn't want to see?
Nothing. I just need to get all of my files so that I can put them on my Mac. Basically, I've been lazy for ages and I was meant to move everything over and haven't.
Yeah.
Now presents an opportunity.
Is this live?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right there.
There we go.
Very soon.
There we go. Do some commentary, you two.
Do you know what's really interesting is that I feel short when it's up there, but Callum, you can barely see his head on the camera.
I'm only 5 foot 5.5.
No, it's the
Nearly
picture.
5.5. Nearly 5'6". Oh wait, we need space for
Yeah.
Rachel.
She doesn't sit, she stands.
Are you standing here?
Yeah. Well, I'm only 5'7" and a bit, so
No, yeah, still standing there.
Am I really wet? I feel really sunburned.
Picks up my grey hair quite nicely.
Grey hair, right?
More grey
Mike's on.
Well, so here with not Bradley Philpott actually for start of race number 2 of Group 2, and Paul Eales, Connor Hambleton, Steve Roberts, Michael Boulding, Colin Talbot, Shamak Goldick, Andrew Fellows, Mike Scott, Jack Ashton, and Lewis Manley starting last because he was on the pole for the last one, so no actual grid benefits for the second race from finishing 4th, as we were busy alluding to in the last one.
Way overthought that
We've
one.
completely forgotten that doesn't happen here, so we'll see how this one unfolds. Paul Eales from the pole with Connor Hamilton.
Bad start from
Very
Golding.
bad start from Golding, very bad. As Connor Hamilton jumps the lead early on. I mean, his performance in the last one could have a huge race, and this is 5 wide, as Brad notices behind him. Manley wasting no time to go up the middle. This is going to be a crash, I can tell now.
So
No, this is looking good.
keeping it sensible this time, no
3
problems on the
wide.
brakes, and he's making up place after place. He's nearly at the front here.
He's in
Manley.
5th after the first corner, and there's the contact we expected. Steve Roberts comes diving up the middle like a cheese wedge.
So a little bit of a tightening hairpin here, and Lewis is still going to just about make it through and keep that position. Oh! Full 4 wheels off the track to keep up, but
He was forced off there, though, I think, by Mike Scott in that position.
That was Colin, wasn't it?
Colin, no,
yeah.
Talbot forced him kind of off the track. He had the inside line and was pushed off the track, so I think
That's
they'll let him have
a
that.
really, really wide barricade.
Oh, there's
for,
Fellows.
There goes Fellows.
so Lewis seems to have actually made it through the first few corners, gained 5 places, is that? So
Six.
he's
He was
6 places.
10th. He's
This
now
is,
in 4th.
So he's managed to get further up the field, or as far up the field as he did in the whole of the last race.
We'll
So
see how this one unfolds, of course, as we get a replay there of what happened with Fellows as he got Steve Roberts.
He didn't turn.
He
yeah,
didn't turn and
Fellows
the other
didn't
guy
seem to
did.
turn, yeah, I agree with that.
I think Fellows was planning on turning at some point, just not then, as the rest of them did. Looking towards the front of your field, Connor Hamilton with a gap right now, half a second over Shamak Goldick in the second spot, who's got about half a second back to Mike Scott.
Just
And
throwing
again,
it
about
out
the
there.
same sort of
I
gap.
love that design on the Colin Talbot 130 racing car. That looks
Yeah, it's a nice looking car, isn't it? It's one of the better looking cars. What's happened there?
Shamak Goldick decides to go full rallycross apparently and took the Joker lap.
It was completely
For
on his
some
own
reason.
as well.
Yeah, unusual place to have anything happen on the lap because he wasn't in a corner.
I'm going to blame B in the car.
So Lewis is almost up to second position, and
Yeah.
then he's going to have to chase down Connor. I don't think he's actually going to be able to catch Connor, even if he gets through, because Connor's been the star performer in terms of lap time all through the practice.
Check your
He's got the fastest lap of anyone so far in the
Apparently we need to check our backups, so that's something we'll have to have a quick look at, of course, Windows being Windows, but Connor Hamilton had a great performance in the last race, looking fantastic now, as he has the lead in clean air. Mike Scott in second place, Lewis Manley looking for second already here, and this is from the back of the grid at the end of lap 1 onto lap number 2 here. He runs wide and Manley has a chance to take advantage, but this is a phenomenal drive. This is the Lewis Manley we know and expect to get this sort of performance. He gets up the undercut
he's through.
and he's got the corner basically. Lewis Manley looking at the second place here. from the back of the grid to second place by lap 2, turn 4.
Jack Ashton's there with him.
And Jack Ashton's also here, so this is definitely about to get interesting as Ashton's made it through as well.
So it might not all be Lewis's, it might not all go his way then for the rest of this race, because I personally forgot that Jack was out there in the front of the last race. He's obviously got the pace to take it to Lewis at this track.
Yeah, of course he won the last one quite comfortably, so we'll have to see what he can do in this, but can he get past Manley? Can Manley get anywhere near Conor Hamilton? We'll have to see what the times say when they come through next time by.
And if they do start fighting, you've got a very hungry Mike Scott and Shamak right behind them as well. So.
And Shamak Gold not afraid to go for a move, although I think our producer made the right call when he suggested there might have been a bee in the cockpit of Shamak Golding's car when he had that evasive manoeuvre on the backstretch, but we'll have to hope there's no more insects in the cockpits of his car. But right now, that's looking back from Jack Ashton's machine towards Mike Scott.
Jack's not really making much of an impression on Lewis at the moment, is he? He's actually going defensive from Mike now, so Lewis might have a bit of breathing space to try and get his head down to catch Conor. With just 3 more laps remaining at the end of this lap, and an increasing gap to Conor, I'm dubious as to whether Lewis is going to be able to drag himself up to the win for this one. But second place would definitely get him a good spot in the A final.
Well, it's 3.8 seconds back from your leader as Conor Hamilton, a new runner in the series, has made a phenomenal start to his career in the SRTCC. With a fantastic podium last time by, and now looking at a potential win if he can hold this gap, as Lewis Manley has a good gap with Jack Ashton, but at the same time Ashton is now threatened by Scott Golding's joining in the fight here too. Behind them it's Colin Talbot we're on board with, who's joined this group too, so very close really behind here. But the way Manley got up to the field, Brad, is insane. That was a huge performance on that one.
Yeah, kind of contrast to the first race, he just completely kept it calm, kept his nose clean, let everyone else make the mistakes, and went for the moves when they were definitely on. And his tyres won't be overheating. He said his car was suffering in the last race, and the only thing that can really be is tyres overheating, because the track's not going to evolve in this race, and there's no damage or tyre wear or anything like that one. So the temperatures will do it, and if you start pushing a bit too hard in frustration, it will get a bit more slippery. So this race, this time around, it's not going to happen for him. And he's just going to keep it calm and hopefully keep those temperatures under control.
Well, hopefully the gap's opened up, of course, to 4 seconds now on lap 3 here between Conor Hamilton and Lewis Manley. Hamilton absolutely flying here. 0.8 of a second faster last lap by. That's a huge gap for him. So Manley isn't fighting, he's in clean air too. The speed we're seeing from Hamilton is a real threat for this race, especially when we head towards the finals.
And this is ominous for the A final, because if Hamilton manages to get to the front, he actually has the legs on every other competitor at this track today. So if he manages to get a bit of a gap, like he has in this race, I think it might be pretty tricky to catch him. This might be a bit of a preview of the A final if he manages to get himself right up to the front.
Yeah, absolutely. As we'll see what this is. Mike Scott looking back towards Shaman Goldick in the 5th spot here. Total rundown: Conor Hamilton, Lewis Manley, Jack Ashton, Mike Scott, Shaman Goldick, Colin Talbot, Steve Roberts. Very nice camera on board there. Mike Scott. Behind them is Talbot, Roberts, Eels, Fellows, Balding. And there's a VW logo apparently on the steering wheel of what we believe is a Civic.
No, this is a VW, this one, but what we're laughing at is that there's also a Seat badge behind the VW logo. They're hedging their bets a bit.
So there is.
And if you look at the Seat in front, actually has a VW badge on the back of it. So
mixed branding here from actually yes, it is Seat badge.
They are essentially the same car underneath with a bit of different bodywork. So
I guess that's an ode to that then, as Seat and VW machine.
What's very apparent here is that we're not driving around behind a bunch of VW Group diesels as well, because they might have some interesting.
Well, there's no clouds of black smoke, so we can definitely tell it's not VW diesels. But as we look there,
again on
Scott looking towards the back of Goldick. Goldick's made a move there on Scott, he had made a move, and Scott's defended. We'll see if they can actually try and reignite this one. As Mike's not really catching Jack Ashton this time. He wasn't in the first race.
Car around there.
And Mike Scott's been a bit of a surprise for me in the championship standings. He's up in 7th place, not far behind the next car. He's next driver, I should say. He's actually making quite a good impression in his first championship in SRTCC, and he's improving as the series goes on. He's now always seems to be fighting for a podium place in each of his heats.
Absolutely is, of course. As Hamilton right now, legs really stretching. 4.4 seconds here. Jack Ashton is not gaining on Manley. The gap up to about 3 seconds between those two. So it's really spread out here at the front in race number 2 of Group 2. Our final heat race.
Yellow flag in the sector.
Yellow flag in the sector. This is the front of the grid, so this could be somebody important that's had a problem.
You can't see. Okay, no, it was someone further back in the same sector, just running a bit wide.
Someone deciding their race wasn't really
Steve
worth living.
Steve Roberts, in the K9 car.
Steve Roberts deciding the tyre barrier was far more interesting than running at the back, so he headbutted a wall. As around him, Boarding still behind him, looking like it could be a lap traffic issue then, as we're seeing the flags probably up for the leaders, so actually nowhere near lap traffic yet, with it being only 30 seconds spread.
What happened to Bob? He had a bad start, didn't he, off the run? The purple car got away quite slowly, and then what's happened to him? He's actually fallen off back at the pack. Maybe he had another incident after the initial bad getaway.
Must have had a spin at some point. We didn't quite catch it on the cameras, so we can't tell for now, but we are looking at, it's about 24 seconds spread for the majority of field, apart from Boarding, who is about another 10 seconds back after that, of course, but
One more lap to go then.
it is. Last lap now, we're on it for Connor Hamilton. 4.6 seconds back to Lewis Manley, and it's been a phenomenal run by Hamilton. This will really shake up the A finals as we're on board with the Seat Golf at the moment.
Here as well, that's brilliant.
And yeah, this is Seat Golf on the mirror. As Lewis Manley, second place, 5 seconds now. That's a huge difference. Manley, though, impressive run, 9 places made. All of those in the first lap and 2 corners. As Mike Scott, looking at Shannon Golding here, can he try and take that spot? Push himself up into the
He's lost
next
a
spot.
chunk of time there, hasn't he, through the first couple of corners. So easy on this track with such a long, as he actually makes up a bit of time, as Grodek in front runs a bit wide. So easy on this track with such long corners, obviously designed for Formula 1 cars, so they're not that long in a Formula 1 car. In a car like this, if you run a little bit wide, you just hemorrhage lap time, and you can just see the gap just in one corner, if you make a small mistake, increase massively. That's exactly what we just saw on board with those 2 Seats.
It really can indeed here as, well, looking at Talbot and Goldick, gaps widened up, no real chance for this one to have any different impact in the race, but this is looking at Connor Hamilton from nowhere to hero in his first round, or second round, and it will be not just a podium this time by, it's looking like a win for Connor Hamilton. Impressive
and
run.
not just against any old field either. He's got Lewis Manley, not the current championship leader, but he has been the championship leader and previous champion of Srtcc. Had him chasing him down, and Lewis unable to make any kind of impression despite being in clean air and in the same car. So that's really throwing down a bit of a marker, isn't it?
It absolutely is. A huge gauntlet has been laid down by Connor Hamilton for the A final, as Lewis Manley will get only second place in this race, although an impressive
From the back of the grid, it's pretty good.
It's a huge recovery drive from Lewis Manley, as Jack Ashton looking set to take the 3rd spot here. Mike Scott looking for 4th, as across the line will come Connor Hamilton for his first win in his first round of the Srtcc. On to the finals he will go. Lewis Manley coming home for the 2nd spot, Jack Ashton for 3rd, and Mike Scott for 4th place here. Shannon Goldick holds on for the 5th spot. Behind them, it'll be Colin Talbot, Steve Roberts, Andrew Fellows, Michael Golding, and Paul Beals. Interesting. Very. Surprisingly so. When they went 5 wide, I thought that was everyone done.
I don't have a clue what happened in that first race.
No?
I went off.
Yeah,
I don't have a
went
clue
quite
what
right,
happened.
didn't it?
I didn't brake hard, I braked early and softly.
I know, I feel bad. think so.
I feel the same. He just forced to do anyone. Is it good? Ben, I was just saying to she pay for drinks because she's paid for free. I was just saying that Ben gave me a beer. I feel bad. Is it going fast now? How is that still there? I already understood that.
You tried to uninstall several things at the same time, and it just cancels. It cancels everything but the most recently unclicked. So I'm going through everything and taking one off at a time. That one is huge. It's not even telling us how big. Yeah, I believe so.
One thing that I notice here in this track in these cars is compared to real life. When I'm driving, there are moves that in real life I would go for because you've got a lot more feel in the brakes. Guys, if you haven't had any pizza yet, we're just doing that last couple of races. There's loads of pizza left over there. Feel free.
Way more than most of the soccer eat, I think.
Grab some. Yeah, so what I was going to say is there's moves that I don't go for because the car doesn't really want to stop, but in real life you have a lot more bite and a lot more feel for it. And there's moves.
People are afraid of wrecks.
Yeah, and there's moves that other people will go for that they wouldn't go for in real life. Like some of those lunges, if they did that in real life, their car would be out before they got there.
It's the money aspect. You don't see that so many things.
Yeah.
So you see people make lunatic moves, or moves like beating the cars. They can't.
Yeah.
No one's going to yell at them or dock their pay.
Plus, it's easier to kind of feel the gaps to people and like the distances because you can just see a lot more. You can turn your head like it was VR or whatever. But it's just that sometimes I'll go for a move on the brakes. In real life, I'll never miss apex. I would just kind of sail past the apex. But here, I just miss it by miles.
Since I switched to VR for racing and sim, my switch was tight the backs of cars.
I can't wait to
Just
try
put yourself
that.
in it, You can find
Yeah,
the spots
have
and just
Yeah,
go
but
for it. It's not a problem.
Because you need a PS4 Pro, apparently it downscales on a normal PS4, which is why the...
Yeah, but not even PS4. Well, on like iRacing or R-Factory.
You're convinced that you're in the car that with VR. When you done that, yeah. I mean, well, that's the biggest one I had was when it was at Texas or something in the Oval. I lost it at turn 2. I was going to the infield. I took my hands off the wheel and braced. Because my mind told me I'm about to hit that wall at 200.
I do that sometimes. We got VR. I haven't seen it yet. I tried it with a VR car in there. Have you seen it?
Probably going to relaunch the Facebook one. Now we're going to sort it. Facebook Live me, bro.
It's starting to shit itself because I'm uninstalling every program I've installed on it in the past 5 years, and it's just like, nope.
No.
Why are you uninstalling this one first? I need that to open or uninstall something else.
Yeah.
You should just say you can't uninstall this because there are still programs running it. But it's not AVG uninstalling now. It's taken a while.
Yeah.
That's very important now.
Good job, Mike.
No, no.
Yeah, it's mega right.
on?
No, these aren't on. Nice. Oh, very random. Why Argentina?
Huh?
Why Argentina? Or Argentina? Why?
She works for Rhino.
Nice.
And flies out of East Midlands Airport. And when
No,
I was
no, it's
filming
not.
last week,
Very random. Why Argentina?
Huh?
Why Argentina? Or Argentina? Why?
She works for Rhino. Like that? Yeah, yeah.
Sweet. Guys, we're back live on Facebook again, so if you want to share that new one.
You got a second?
Yeah, what do you
I
want?
don't know what happened that first time.
Yeah, what happened, man? We were like, the hell just happened? What did you do?
Steering was straight, I braked early and softly, and it just went. I don't have a clue what happened.
There may have been a bump on that part of the circuit,
No,
yeah?
there was no bump.
No bump?
No.
What'd you do, man?
I was so mystified about it. I coming back to fourth,
Aye.
and second in that one was not bad.
Yeah.
And being fourth on the grid, that's better than what I thought.
No, we were like, what the hell happened? Yeah?
Just don't have a clue.
When was that? How long ago was that? Oh, a minute ago. What was he watching on YouTube? Okay, let's check the last race. That looks and
This one's flying past tonight, isn't it? I would lie to myself and say I'll see daylight today when I get around door. Where the hell has my phone gone?
talking of Argentina, there's someone on Facebook Live. Hello from Argentina.
Are they called Mariana?
No. Getting close though. Gracias.
Oh shit, it's only 6:27. Usually find will be 15 minutes each, so 45 minutes will be 1.9.
I'm just checking the very last penalty, and then we're going to the big final.
This is really flying past tonight, Brad.
Yeah, and we started really late as well. It's because DJ and Benedict. It's all there's only two groups, so we should be done hopefully by just after 8.
I'm not going to complain. Actually, because it seems to have flown past tonight.
You got the music on now?
Yeah, all of my files are off. I'm just uninstalling everything and then I'm going to wipe it all and start again.
I kind of use it. I really should. Actually, offering
is not lent. This is yours.
Alright, so put some fuel in my car.
It was good when I bought it. It has no CD drive. It's a netbook.
I never used it.
Yeah, it's that
I don't want to see it.
It's one of those like ultra books or something, so it's meant to be as fast as possible, but it's 4 years old, so it might benefit from a RAM upgrade or something. Do with it what you want.
Oh, any knows.
Yeah. To be honest, the 40 odd gigs in the bin was probably slow. And if I'd spent some time and uninstalled everything, but I
We'll
treated
do a defrag as well, then it'll be like fresh.
It's just form now, from everything, couldn't you?
Then
Yeah,
it moves all the programs around
I treated myself to a MacBook Pro because I was like, this is slow and shit, and actually all I needed to do was not be a lazy fucker and try and clean up the computer.
Yeah,
But
that does a lot of help.
it's a 4-year-old computer, like it's just, there was a point at which it was like, it's not worth chasing.
No,
I don't know
Get
why.
a brand new MacBook
Everything's turned off.
and it's just there.
See, I keep mine.
But I just use that for design work, I don't really do anything else on it, so
See, I keep my PC very clean, but it's a powerful computer.
I browse the internet on my phones, I do design work on my laptop.
See, I do most of my stuff on my PC, so it's my go-to for everything.
And I'll build a gaming rig when I buy my house, because I'm buying a house.
It's well worth doing. When we had ours,
Because you know Scott Woodless,
yes.
he was like, oh, would you rent a place? And I was like, yeah, sure, but if you wait 6 months, I'll buy a place and you can sublet a room off of me, and it'll be cheaper for him.
Yeah, and you get to keep the place at the end rather than renting and wasting the money.
Exactly. And he's paying off my mortgage. So I'm buying a place that I can afford outright, so that when he goes, it's not a problem. And then all I'm doing is, I think he's paying sort of 600-ish a month at the moment. So if I say call it 5, my mortgage is 7, done. Yeah, exactly. And the rest can go in savings, so that when he does go, I can be like, right.
Because I'm up north and everything's cheap up north.
Yeah, 2-bed end of terrace, 280 grand. You walk in downstairs, there's a little lobby, and then one room, and then another little lobby at the back, that's it. And then upstairs, 2 like 10-foot by 12-foot bedrooms and a bathroom, 280k. Front to back, the entire house is shorter than it is between these 2 walls. So expensive.
Fuck this house.
Yeah.
In context, me and the boyfriend bought a 4-bedroom semi, brand new build,
Yeah.
large back garden, never going to be built behind because it's such a woodland, on the nicest road in the development, 4-bedroom with garage, and the garage is the entire...
Oh, I don't get a garage.
It's a townhouse this, so it's 3 floors, right?
Yeah.
The ground floor includes a garage, lobby, downstairs toilet, and the garage goes back underground to be the basement as well. So we built a gym, we've got room. 4-bedroom, one of which we had converted by the builders to be raised to put some things. That's my studio. So basically a 3-bed plus studio, 160. My mortgage is 500 a month, which is what our rent was. Because we were like, well, we're renting a 2-bedroom apartment, 500 a month, which is insane.
And
When you could spend 500 a month on
I've
mortgage.
saved hard and invested all my life so
Not
that
ready.
I could be kind of comfortable. And I wiped my student debt, and basically because my uni kicked me off my course for having depression, so I threatened to sue them if they didn't wipe all of my student debt. So I also, as president of BSU, I saved them £250,000. So I was just like, I made you £250,000.
Yeah.
You illegally kicked me off, which is against the Disability Discrimination Act. Try and fuck with me in court, and they went, you can graduate even though you haven't done the final year, we'll pay off £7 grand of your debt, we'll get student finance to get rid of another chunk of your debt, never come back. And I went, okay.
There you go.
So I'm picking up my master's this summer, and I'm going to look at them first chance, I'm like, thank you.
Nice. Yeah, I managed to just about struggle to university. It was mostly because of injury and also depression. But I had a year off because of depression, and I couldn't do anything about that. I just had a bad time, and I couldn't function.
Yeah.
And they understood. To be fair, Sheffield was amazing. They were really good with that. My personal tutor was fantastic. I loved my course, but because of the disruption I had with that, and then when I came back a year later, did my second year, I broke my back just after Christmas skiing.
Shit.
So I had another 6 months off, which meant I had to basically wait for the next semester to start. So I ended up basically missing another year because of that. So I had to redo the final year, which meant I ended up graduating 2 years late, and with a degree that was maybe a level below what I deserved. I got a 2-2.
Yeah.
But
thing
I
is,
probably deserved a 2-1, but it had been so much disruption that I'd lost the drive from uni by that point. You know?
yeah, I spent 7 years at uni. I couldn't go back. And people are like, yeah, you could do more. I'm like, I really no. I've got 2 undergrad and 1 postgrad. I don't want more. And I ran a students' union, and I ran in 3 elections, got elected in 2, but 1 got cancelled.
Yeah.
And then decided not to rerun in the 4th one. I was just like, you know, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it for me because this job's making me ill.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it looks good on your CV to say you've been president of an SU, but 1 year or 2 years, it doesn't make any difference.
1 year's enough. I was on the, I think it was the welfare committee. I chaired the welfare committee of Sheffield Students' Union.
There we go.
Here we go. Is this B final?
B final.
On the great engines revving for the B final here, Matt Spencer, Callum Cripps, Shamit Golding, Colin Talbot, Richard Pearson, Jonathan Elliott, Andrew Fellows, Roberts, Balding, Wilkinson Eels and other Eels, Paul Antriston. 12-car final here for the B final of tonight's round in the Nurburgring GP.
Wheel turned.
Someone's turned his wheel. Balding might have a problem here.
Fellows is lunging for the inside off the start.
Yeah, Fellows planning to go for a dive as well on this one. Everyone's getting themselves trying to angle ready for the start. We'll watch how it's going. Oh, big swerve there by Balding as he goes off the track as we expected. Everyone dives in towards turn 1 now. Max Spencer leading the way. Will he come out the other side though in the lead? That's the question. Callum Cripps very quick at this stage. Into the first corner, 3 wide. Oh, contact with one. I think it was actually Jonathan Elliott there. Had contact with Wilkinson.
Okay, restart quickly.
And they're going to restart because that was a bit of a muck-up, boys. Driver's probably being yelled at.
Steering wheel was.
The driver's being yelled at by race control for not checking their steering wheels, which should be a thing, honestly. But when you finish the race ending up sideways in a hedge, and you don't bother putting your wheel back to the centre. So these guys obviously need to make sure that's done before the race starts in this one. Joined as always by Luke Jones in this, and while Luke restarts after the first corner when things start to go pear-shaped, we're just about getting ready to go again.
That's a Clio start.
Yeah, pretty much Clio start.
Everyone in the gravel by T1, yeah, Clio start.
Everyone facing different directions by turn 1. That was definitely what happened. But getting ready to go green again for race number, B final, I should say, of the 2 tonight.
I don't think we should
Things
restart
flashing
when people
past
do that.
very quickly in this race.
It's a driver mistake. It's not a.
Bradley Philpott just out of audio range giving his opinion on restarts for having the
I
wheel
heard
turn.
it,
Has everyone heard that?
My personal
I heard
opinion
that.
is that if the driver makes a mistake, it's not a system error, it's not a car error, it's just their own mistake. Didn't check that the wheel's straight.
You can do it, yeah, you
shouldn't
can
get a
check
second
which
choice.
way your wheel is facing.
Yeah, there's
so if
nothing-
you decide to shoot off at the start, your problem.
I didn't even get a restart when I had an actual equipment failure, so I feel slightly aggrieved that people get a second chance when they made their own mistake. But
Depends how loud you shout, I guess.
I shouted pretty loud.
He did, we heard it from here. So we'll keep going with this and hopefully get ready to restart now for the B finals. And 8 laps this time by Luke rather than the 5 we had for the group rounds. And we've lost the sound of the stream apparently, so we'll keep talking, hopefully it will come back and we'll eventually have something you can listen to for the broadcasters, and we'll keep waffling until we get some sort of solution to this situation, and
How's that?
we are hoping that we'll get this one back. And
You know, there's something
Yeah, what's going
desperately
on?
wrong. I've felt lost for words all night.
Like what?
I've just felt particularly quiet. When am I ever quiet?
well, you're quiet because you're trying to do several hours worth of work on your laptop. Rad's laptop, printing off posters and printer and awards and stuff because so you've been quite busy with this one, but we are getting ready now as the sound is back, I believe, on the stream, so we apologise for any mistakes. And
have
can
you
you
got it?
guys please get those speakers away from me, please, because I'm trying to hear myself 3 times through your phones and streams and everything else, so go away, both of you.
Yeah, but there isn't.
Is it coming through that one, perhaps, as we try and troubleshoot things here at Simply Race?
Test.
Sound quality is definitely not good.
Testing, as we're back at the grid now. Max Spencer, Callum Cripps front row once again. Everyone make sure they have the wheels facing the right direction this time, and we'll see whether this one will work for the second time.
That's the same, but okay.
We'll
Try
see
that.
if we improve things here as we wait for the lights to go on the gantry.
That's good.
Start the B finals here at the Nurburgring. Who will walk away with this one? That's the question. Expecting all the cars to go in one direction this time as the green flag flies, and they do. Green flag is out here at the Nurburgring. Spencer and Cripps on the front row, heading down towards turn 1. Spencer on the outside. Could be an advantage if he clears Callum Cripps, but Cripps could have a chance to jump up the inside. 3 wide behind them there into the first one. Around goes, I think that's Roberts. It was Roberts who punted and turned around, as there goes one of the Sharagoldic also backwards.
Eels took out Eels.
Yeah, Eels wriggled with Eels, so that's caused them the problem. So
Eels in your eyeballs?
absolutely, it looks like the B final is, well, let's get rid of the bad puns at this stage, but he'll be alright hopefully.
It's Mighty Booth.
It is, yeah. But,
For that lunge, it was Eels up inside you.
Eels.
Looking through my solo Polaroid.
Anyway, we'll move on before this gets even weirder in the booth. There's Callum Cripps out front now, Max Spencer, Colin Talbot, Richard Leeson, Andrew Fellows in the 5th spot.
Do you love aliens?
This is about to get even weirder. This is great. Distracted heavily here because apparently, you know, we're on Radio Le Mans here, and this is like, 2 a.m. during Daytona 24 or something.
Ask Brad. About 8 a.m. N24, in control of his social media, I started posting sleep-deprived selfies of me with bowls of cereal.
We should be commentating on the race, of course, rather than regaling stories of weird hours in the morning during endurance commentary. But Callum Cripps, Max Spencer very close together at the front of this one. Can Max Spencer regain the lead he had from the pole? Or will Callum Cripps pull away here and take advantage of this opportunity?
Is Shamak Polish?
Yes.
Has he ever been in P1?
Oh God!
Is he the pole on pole?
Getting a little bit. That's borderline. So we'll move on from this one. So we try and actually have some sort of modicum of professional commentary in this broadcast without people losing their minds. We'll complete lap number 1 here. Callum Cripps ahead of Max Spencer, Colin Talbot, Leeson Fellows, top
Great
5.
camera angle. What sort of
As the camera angles once again are still terrible here at the Nurburgring because apparently we like looking at steel girders.
Yeah, well, you said about professionalism, but that would require me to be paid.
That's a good point, actually.
I'm going to start a union. Let's unionise.
Let's unionise Simply Race. There it is. As we'll keep going here. Callum Cripps looking at actually Talbot in 3rd place. Leeson behind him in 4th as
big moment.
Talbot's riding his car to the Mercedes arena there. We slide the cars out of Mercedes parking areas, but that's not the point.
Not one to want to like draw any kind of litigation, but that ED design logo on the back of the car of Mr. Talbot there looks rather similar to a vertically reflected Dre Beats logo.
It does indeed, as Colin Talbot goes spinning around into the grass and has some minor issues there for that one.
That was special.
It rather was special as he ended up in the grass and being punted by Fellows there. Roberts also behind this group now, see if they can come forwards, but looking like, oh, that was a move there just up ahead of them. Richard Leeson making the move on Andrew Fellows there for the third spot. So Leeson with a great run this time by.
I would say something, but I'm actively engaging my filter before I say something moderately
No,
offensive.
you're not. You've been trying to disengage it for the majority of the first lap here tonight, so why stop now?
No.
There is a line in commentating sand. You've gone past that line already.
There's another line which is where I stop.
Apparently, I'm working with idiots
that's
tonight,
way,
so we'll
way
carry
off
on
in
with
the
this one
distance.
and have some actual serious commentary here as I try and restrain my producer and co-commentator, who are both trying to be comedians.
What do you mean trying?
Failing at. Sorry,
I'm successful at most things, that included.
We'll see about that. On board with Max Spencer with second place. Richard Leeson in the third spot behind him. About 2 seconds back, so the gap widening up as we get another look at girders, because we like girders, our factor. Thank you for the camera angles. As on board with Spencer looking towards Cripps in front, who's really pulled the gap now. It's about 6 tenths of a second or thereabouts. Colin Talbot 9 seconds back in third place. Luke, that's a huge gap.
Yeah, massive.
Does that extent of your comment you're going to offer at this stage?
Lewis Manley closed that gap down in a lap. Colin Talbot is not Lewis Manley. Insightful
A
commentary.
very astute comment, yes. I'm quite impressed by the depth of your understanding of the situation that Colin Talbot is in fact not Lewis Manley.
He is.
I forgot when this turned into a comedy show rather than a broadcast, but apparently it is now, so...
You know how you and I have worked together on other podcasts,
Yes.
which are comedy related.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
This has turned into that, never
Yeah.
mind.
All we need now is Sandbag, and it'd just be the most ridiculous thing in the world.
It would be, yes, it'd be fantastic. Or basically what the 24 Hours of Srtcc in August last year on Anglesey was about again 3 a.m.
Did you
Also
and
a
Jake
comedy show.
both-
Yes, me and Jake descended into lunacy at about 3 a.m. The commentary stopped being commentary and became the Pitboard show.
Excellent.
So we're trying to be professionals here again. You're all watching a race,
I think
not listening to the
that
story.
happened 10 hours into the 12 hours of Istanbul Park here as well.
Yeah, that'll
Do
happen.
you remember when I drove up after finishing work at I think I finished at 11, driving an HGV, and I then drove through the night to get here for the 24 hours of Interlagos, and then proceeded to run commentary until about 8 a.m. solo while the Team Downforce guys drove and slept.
No.
I suspect there was some nonsense spouted on that occasion as well.
Once again, his story regaled by the rest of the team here, taking presence from the commentary, but admittedly there isn't a huge amount going on track, Luke.
It's a bit
Everyone's
quiet.
running in order, and we're livening things up here in the Simply Race booth, because things weren't quite as exciting as they could have been, but
Where are the crashes?
It's kind of close for
there are no crashes, there is no close racing, everyone's kind of in a line. Max Spencer's gained 2 tenths on Callum Cripps, so he's not had himself to get away yet. Cripps still leading, but it's not all over yet.
I like the exhaust flame that came up there at the bottom.
Huge exhaust flame there squirting up at the bottom of the camera, actually, from Callum Cripps' Audi. That was a rather
Do flames
interesting-
squirt? Is that the specific technical term for
It
how a
depends
flame
what
moves?
propels the flames. If it's a flamethrower, then yes, they're a liquid propellant. But if you were to say it's just a flame burning,
Oh, there's a
burst.
boost! Oh,
A bit of a look there by Max Spencer, sorry, Callum Cripps, as we discuss the technical correct jargon for a flame's momentum.
It's definitely completely off topic.
It kind of is a little bit. Look at it, it's great.
Oh!
There we go. That's what
That was a bit
happens when a
close.
Honda Civic headbutts an Audi TT TCR there, and coming through the hairpin at the bottom of the lap here at the Nurburgring. The gap there, very, very close to Spencer and Cripps. This one hasn't been decided yet. On lap 4 of 8, approaching the halfway point when we cross the line. We'll look back a little bit further, see what Richard Leeson is doing. He's holding third place now from Colin Talbot. As the two of them were racing, but this is the closest back we actually have on track here with Cripps and Spencer. Fellows and... no, nobody is actually that close. Everyone's about 2 seconds apart, apart from these two.
Eels and eels.
Apart from the two eels, yes, who apparently are also 2 seconds apart.
Yeah. Another flame. Yeah. What's the
Are we
term?
on flame watch now?
Squirt?
Burst? Flame burst? Burst is a word?
gonna go with backfire.
Pop, pop, split.
No.
Never mind.
No, it's not going to take.
Oh dear.
It's not working.
Let's move swiftly on here. Race car! Look, it's a race car in the screen, racing like a car. It's orange.
On a track
It's orange.
where racing takes
Yeah.
place.
There's a roller coaster there.
Yeah, do you know why that roller coaster is not in use?
No?
It's a pretty good story. Brad tells about it. Basically, someone got really, really injured, and they designed it so that it went as fast as an F1 car along the F1 straight, and then they ran it, and someone got injured, and they went, right, that's it, no more, and shut it down, and never ran it again. So there's just
That's
a
a fantastic
vacant
story.
roller coaster track.
Yeah.
Although they have a mega kart track just below it where the karts drift. Like there is a drift function on, like,
On the cart.
yeah. So there's a video somewhere of Chris Brook, the Bentley driver as well, just going in and just pulling donuts and go-karts.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to have a go.
There you go, more donuts and go-kart stories for you here on Simply Race for the B final of tonight's round 4 here at the Nurburgring.
Side note, any commenters want to throw me a lifeline about how to properly format a computer without losing Windows, that would save me some time now.
Answer, you can't. Anyway, we'll move swiftly on
Good,
to that.
it's because of Windows and it sucks.
No, you have that backwards Apple user. Anyway, commentary. Callum Cripps here, and well, it's Andrew Fellows and Colin Talbot there. Talbot making a mistake running wide. As Fellows nearly had the opportunity there to make something happen. 4th and 5th place here on the track. It's closed in about the same amount as it has in your leaders, which has actually grown now to another half a second gap between Spencer and Cripps. So Talbot and Fellows still in the range here to make this one a bit exciting. Well, Talbot a little fast last time by about a tenth on his last lap. I'll take a look to see what will come from this move. Will we see any opportunity from Fellows? Looking back here at Spencer and Cripps. Cripps really in command of this one. He's not had any real threat apart from a bit of a love tap from Max Spencer. How do you think he has any chance?
Yeah, because we're only halfway through and this is boring, so someone needs to liven up. Can I go around and randomly grab the steering wheels of different drivers
No,
and
you
just make them
cannot.
swerve?
Luke. You're not allowed to go grab driver steering wheels. That would be unprofessional.
What if I do it to every driver so no one's had an unfair advantage?
We're going to look at our producer for the answer to this one.
What was the answer? What was the question?
He's on the phone, never mind. He's ignoring
Can I
us.
go and interfere with drivers' races?
No.
Okay.
He's been told he can't interfere with their races, which is unfortunate because it would be entertaining. We could try and have a guessing game of who Harold's the loudest as to which driver he's messing
Would
with.
that make me the sim racing equivalent of Bernie Eccleston?
Basically, yes.
Sprinklers!
Yes, basically would.
Cut-throughs!
Whilst we're looking at a track which is part of Bernie's legacy to Formula 1, whether you agree with that or not. The racing has been quite interesting so far today in the TCR cars, Luke. Spencer and Cripps' gap now, 7/10 has really opened up again. Fellows and Talbot's closed up. Really the only two fights we're seeing here is Andrew Fellows tries to get a wide line now to make something happen with Talbot. Gets very close, might have a run here. Talbot's going to go defensive.
Yes.
Fellows
Get the
might have an
cutback.
opportunity.
Get the
Can he go for a
cutback.
cutback? No, he
Yeah.
can't.
Oh.
It comes wide.
Andrew, what are you doing?
Nearly an opportunity, but just made a mistake there, trying to go too deep on the outside.
So are they going to be...
And obviously, the defensive move you want to go for in that sort of situation, Luke. You know, you've got the guy, he's not defensive.
But I don't know.
You want to under brake or brake early, cut underneath him.
Yeah, definitely.
Make him go wide because he's compromised for the entry. So it's the textbook move, which you see people messing up here all the time. They're all going for the outside, trying to hold it around the outside. That
This
isn't
one's
really
good.
possible.
Johnny Wilkinson
Yes, it is.
on Steve Roberts.
Oh! Steve Roberts turns Johnny Wilkinson around.
Are you sure that
He has a
wasn't?
grab.
No, I think Johnny
Wilkinson
came
moved
across.
across. I thought Steve was going in a dead straight line. Let's see the replay.
Yeah.
Let's try and get a replay of this one here as
Oh, do
we'll
you
find
know
out what
that?
happened with Johnny Wilkinson and Steve Roberts there.
I want to see on board with
Look at
Steve.
him now.
Yeah,
Okay,
Wilkinson
Wilkinson moved
moved
across here, so that's on Steve Wilkinson. Johnny Wilkinson even actually.
Roberts was actually off the track still to try and give him room. Some people want the whole track.
Yeah, he came across
Yeah,
it.
yeah, easily.
The track, nothing but the track.
That. It's his own fault.
Yeah.
No penalty.
As what's going to go on here. Can he catch him and try and repay the favour to himself? Because this is their fault. Andrew Fellows and Colin Talbot here. Gap is about 4 tenths of a second. Fellows has been trying really hard the last couple of laps. Has run lap 7 of 8 here, so last 2 laps, and this one's winding down fast.
This one's going to stay.
I told you, speeches, nothing. I'm really out of sorts. I have no idea why.
Apparently, Luke is speechless because he'd rather update his Adobe products on his laptop than actually commentate the race. But hey,
No. See, what's happening is Adobe won't let me uninstall it until I have the latest version of the thing that's already installed.
it's a logic. Anyway, we're not advertising or bashing Adobe right now. I'd love to actually advertise you. Give me your creative card for free, please. Thank you.
I think I pay like £28 plus about a month for everything. Is it fine?
No, Fellows goes off.
Fellows off the track there. Colin Talbot will have a breathing room that he wants. As Fellows has actually really hurt himself in that one. You know what? I'm getting more sensible commentary from our producer here. So if you want to join us, actually, rather than Luke, you're more than welcome to.
Luke's doing fine. You can carry on.
Luke's not doing fine. He usually stop passing the buck and actually do some work.
Luke's talking.
We apologise for Luke's flagrant language there.
If you heard it.
If they heard it, they probably heard it, but we don't know. Just in case you heard it, we're sorry. Anyway, this is Johnny Wilkinson and Michael Balding here. And Wilkinson try and make the move on Balding with the last lap on the cards
Oh, we
here.
are on the last lap, aren't we?
The final. How many are progressing, DJ, from this one?
4. Grand total of
Total of 4 cars will progress. So at the moment it would be Cripps, Spencer, Leeson and Talbot. So Fellows desperately needed that move because that would have got him into the final, Luke.
Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
That is correct.
Yes, he wasn't actually paying attention.
No.
As we move forwards.
Amazing.
Last lap here, looking at Callum Cripps. It's been a very successful run by Cripps. He got the lead early on, has held it so far all race. No sweat for him there, as he will
I think this is going to be our closest battle. I think Johnny's going to
come
get. I
up
think Johnny's going to
backstretch.
get.
But yeah, Johnny Wilkinson here on Michael Balding.
Let's
Going
have a
on to
look.
the last lap for them.
Let's watch.
Can he get to him? That's the question.
I reckon he can. There you go. That won't help. There you go. He's from white.
There you go. Michael Balding runs quite wide, but has enough of a gap that
Whoa!
Wilkinson can't dive. Well, no, he did dive bomb and still missed, which is fantastic racing.
It's like, I've even got off the track to help you.
Yeah, he ran wide, slowed down, left the apex, and still got hit. That's the level of patience we're seeing here. As
Send
on
it.
the inside, Lewis Wilkinson, patient on
oh,
the inside.
oh.
Wreck himself again.
Yeah.
That's the second time he's wrecked himself across somebody else's nose.
Yeah.
There we go. Johnny Wilkinson racing might not be for you. Anyway, we'll look back to Callum Cripps now, who's coming back to the end of the last lap.
Savage.
Over Max Spencer to the leader. We're going to look to
No mercy. No mercy.
leader for the end of the lap here. If the producer stops laughing, and Callum Cripps now coming up to finish his lap here at the Nurburgring. A pretty flawless flag-to-flag run from him will put him into the A final, along with Max Spencer, Richard Leeson and Colin Talbot. They're your top 4 who will progress into your A final. Fantastic run from those guys. Going across the line now, we've got Cripps, Spencer, Leeson, Talbot, Fellows, Goldick, Wilkinson, Balding, Roberts, Elliott, and then the 2 wheels, Tristan and then Paul. Join us in just a few moments as we will go to your A final. Leave my savagery alone, you talking shit.
Don't say anything near it because I'm not sure of the song actually. Because it doesn't come through here. But
Johnny Wilkinson threw himself off on someone else again.
Yeah, that second one though, with
that
Balding,
physically can't stream
when you saw the
sorry.
replay, the second one, Wilkinson went past, and then Balding
Okay.
tightened his line and just turned towards him.
They physically can't produce anything now. There's no power to them. If that's producing sound, I have no fucking idea why.
Because that power's just phantom.
Literally, that whole wire is now unplugged.
Is it
But
still producing power?
no, it can't be. There is literally nothing.
The XLR will produce static, which will produce signal.
Yeah, but these are all minimised. I've got nothing coming through my headphones, so.
I have no idea if the microphone's good.
But I think it was still kicking out some sound, and I've got no idea.
Not so hard next time when it rips someone, please.
But it was so harsh. It was just. There was like. You just went up to. He's only a child. He's like you went up. He's only like 12. It's just like you kind of just went and walked up to him and slapped him in the face or something.
And look, it's not my fault that YouTube been giggling and tittering away.
He's got his own gloves as well.
YouTube been giggling and tittering away all broadcast, which wound me up into silly. Hence why you've got some savagery, you know, it's your own fault.
I don't know why we're looking at some arm codes. It was fully brutal.
Oh, it made me laugh.
Alright. Savagery. So Ben, Jack Ashton 15, yeah? Go.
Grand final, Jack Ashton 15 got up to 14, he got off 13 to a standing 12 on Scotland. Bradley got 11, Alfie Hodges 10, Mike Scott 9, Will Murphy 8, Chris 7, and Srtcc 6.
I just did something, I don't know what I just did.
Brutal mode disengaged.
Savagery mode initiated.
Well, hopefully the grand final will be a bit more exciting.
Hopefully.
What can I do now? How long till the final?
Ben?
How long till the final?
Shit, not sure, hold on. Not long. As soon as I've done this, so.
Minutes.
About,
It's still
yeah.
funny.
You didn't tell him, did you?
No, I told Ben. Apparently he won the last round of Junior X30 Super 1. So he's pretty good in the car. It's actually pretty handy in a car.
That's
Anyone can go fast, but apparently
fucking amazing. Yeah.
No, I know plenty of people who are very fast drivers who, when they're out front, are fantastic, but when they get in traffic, they're fucked.
Yeah.
I know way too many people like that. It's called most sim racing.
I want him to watch this stream now.
No, no. This is when I don't get invited back for upsetting children. I would make a bad parent, I've learned this already. I'm just too brutally honest sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine it now. Oh, did you draw me a picture? It's shit! Get out of my face!
Wow, there it is.
What the fuck is this? I don't want a picture of an owl! It looks like a fucking... I don't know what it looks like. What do I want a handprint for? Oh, you counted to 10. Do my taxes, then I'll be fucking impressed.
Problem is, I've been doing a Let's Play series on YouTube recently, and I've kind of engaged Savage mode with it because it's really bad game. So I spent most of the 2 episodes so far ripping it to pieces for the fun of it, so I'm a little bit kind of on a different track right now. I should probably put my serious head back on. Although I tried the majority of that broadcast until you two just ruined me. I was trying to be serious. No.
You can't blame us.
Nearly giggling back and forth.
Right, so now I've nearly finished installing Photoshop so that I can uninstall Photoshop.
I do need to, I might look at Premiere instead of Lightworks, but Lightworks Pro is actually a lot cheaper than Premiere. Actually, what is Premiere's per year on its own?
I don't know, for the whole thing I pay like $28.99 a month. And I get 2 computer licenses as well, which is brilliant because now my Mac has a license and this can have a license for Brad.
I honestly hate the cloud system approach to it. Why can't you just buy the software like you used to?
Because it produces less money.
Yeah, much
Revenue based. It's a one-time purchase on a CD. Oh, we've got 2 now, do we?
We do indeed have 2,
Yep.
apparently. We are live here. A final now coming up. Jack Ashton, Lewis Manley, Richard Leeson, Max Spencer. Do you want to stop humming, please? And go to the grid, be serious. Jack Ashton, Connor Hamilton, Lee Connell, Lewis Manley, Bradley Philpott, Alfie Hodges, Mike Scott, Will Murphy, Callum Cripps, Max Spencer, Richard Leeson, Connor Talbot. Now we have everything in the right order. A very tough grid at the front here. Ashton and Connell teammates. Manley, Hamilton very fast. Second in his first day final here. Philpott even in 5th. This one's going to be a very busy race.
Yep.
I concur.
Effusive comment there from Luke, as always. We'll wait for the lights to come on the grandstand and we'll get ready to go racing here for the A final. A couple of creepers. There's maybe a penalty or 2 coming for some people who maybe rolled at the start, but it's a good start. Will we get through turn 1 clean? That's the question here. 8 laps to go remaining at the Nurburgring. The final 8 laps. This is it for the win overall.
So
they spread out 3 wide into the first corner. And up the inside there, I think, of Connor Hamilton lost out a little bit in the traffic. There's Manley up to 2nd place. Fantastic there. 3 wide behind him going to the Mercedes Arena. There's definitely some shaking and moving here. Philpott slid right down the order.
I'm going to lay money on something purple being involved in a large shunt.
That's a fairly safe bet at this point, Lou, because Jack Ashton, Lee Connell at the front here, Lewis Manley in 3rd. 3 wide behind him though, look at that! That is Hamilton and Philpott. And they're getting very BTCC right now. The track being
just went
very
3 wide.
3 wide into a corner doesn't go well. Alright?
No,
it
especially
just doesn't.
Especially when it's a tight 100-degree left.
Yes.
You get Philpott here in 6th place here as he does after Connor Hamilton. Can he find an option to get through in this one? Will Hamilton have a chance? He's practically alongside Philpott actually at this stage. Behind him is teammate Leeson, so we'll see if they can do anything with this.
Is this your playlist, DJ?
I think so, yeah. Do you like it? Well, you can
Jack Ashton,
follow it.
Lee Connell, Lewis Manley, Alfie Hodges. Fantastic move forward for Hodges actually, gaining a couple of spots there. Will Murphy in 9th, Callum Cripps in 10th. Cripps make his way forwards in this. So Scorch's
Up here.
teammates.
Oh, look at this.
Lewis Manley there, side by side
Collision.
with Lee Connell.
Oh, there's that Civic.
Connell at the inside, the Civic diving at him of Alfie Hodges there as we get a good look at a bank of dirt. Hodges, huge dive by Hamilton. Lewis Manley, he loses the spot, but if
That's gone
teammates
wrong.
just wrecked each other there as Hamilton and I believe that was Hodges and Hamilton wrapping each other up in a big ball of yarn there as they go down to the final corner. That's going to have a sour conversation in the pub later as one of them gets pushed wide there by Wax Spencer.
Hold on, Alfie Hodges is only 12 years old as well, so if he's in a pub drinking, I'm going to be
That could be a
glad.
problem then, yes. That could be a problem for Alfie Hodges as well. We'll forget the underage drinking comments about that one, but bit of 2-3 wide action there
I don't
around
actually know how old he is,
Richard
I just guessed.
Will Murphy and Max
Beer pong.
Spencer.
Ginger beer pong.
It looks like the final's not really well. So this is Max Spencer just flying off the track there. Not sure what happened in that shot, but Max Spencer just ate barrier with ketchup. I think he might want to review his brains are still in his head there. As he got tagged by Hodges, I think he was at that point.
No, he came across on.
He came across.
That was
huge.
It's a good job we don't have damage turned on because there would be nothing left.
If there was damage turned on, that car would be broken into two. There's a big tap there for Murphy, I think that was. From one of the cars around him, that was Callum Cripps.
I think one would be slightly
Leeson on screen right now is
Jack Ashton leading.
Ashton leading. This could be a success for him.
So the
Teammates for
purple
the first
helmets would
two.
win the teams.
1 and 2.
They'd win the teams.
There should be
won
a
the teams
team's
before?
championship for purple
Is this the
helmets.
first of them teams?
I think this would be their first teams. I think at all other events it's been race tuition.
Okay, there we go. That's
Oh,
something.
no.
No, first two events was race tuition. Third event I wasn't here, but I know
It was
that
race tuition.
We had
Was it?
spins
So this
of
could be
Colin Talbot.
yes, Talbot's had a spin, but this could be the first time for
I mean,
the
to be
event.
fair, we've got like
It's
8
a
laps to
team's
go.
win for Purple Helmets. It's all round goes Talbot there on the replay. Bit of a love tap from one of the that's Hamilton's car. Gets tipped into the inside, but no real problem for him there. Manley in third, being chased by Philpott. He's managed to make his way up to fourth place now, ahead of Connor Hamilton. Hamilton just in the background, so not out of the question entirely here, heading on to lap number 3.
You know, interestingly, after 3 laps, the top 4 only split are all covered by 1.2 seconds.
Impressively close at the front there
Yep.
for the top 4 in this
And the fastest
final
man
round.
on track, I'm assuming, is the person in 5th. So,
He's looking that way. Connor Hamilton has been very rapid so far. We'll take a look at him in a second.
We can check that.
We will check that for you in just a second as we pop up the times once DJ works out how
Manley
to
going for lunge?
Manley
No.
looking at Connell.
had a
Not
lot
quite close
of
enough.
dirt.
Out to the final corner this time by, not the final corner, run down to the hairpin.
It's
Turned
actually
around.
Bradley Philpott who's fastest that one.
Philpott fastest last
Well,
time
he
by,
needs to get past
Jack
Manley
Chico
or
to Manley.
Hamilton's going to be on his arse.
And that'll be a big challenge there for him to get anywhere near Lewis Manley. Can he do anything here to have an effect on this race? Can Bradley Philpott get himself in the question? Can Lewis Manley hold on? Manley not been as dominant as we've seen him in the past.
Oh,
These are all maybe answers.
yeah.
Not yes or no.
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Jack Ashton out front. Gap is 1 second, so not a huge gap over teammate Lee Connell. Half a second then between him and Manley. Philpott is well, he's a tenth or two back. In fact, they're side by side now. As Philpott has the position. Look who comes through as well. Hamilton says, the door's open, I want to come too. This seems like a fun party. Let's get involved. And he does drop back. Being patient actually at this stage, so great run from him so far. As up the inside goes Manley on the inside, the outside now of Bradley Philpott. He has to try and recover this. But he has complained about the car not feeling very good for him all race long. Front end slide, Luke, is what Lewis Manley told us earlier. The car not settled for him.
I think it was Billy coming out of him. He went full Billy. Never go full Billy.
Anyway, Jack Ashton out front, the gap now just under a second actually. Lee Connell closing in slightly. Oh, a bit of a lunge there by Hamilton again. There's Hamilton for the second time. Takes a massive lunge at Lewis Manley. Gets past, goes all the way past the other side of the track, and gets passed back. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Can't fault him for trying, Luke.
Sorry, what?
Maybe eventually my commentator will help by paying attention in this one, but that seems like a stretch at this stage.
We're in the final. Why change the habit of an evening?
It's not been the habit of an evening, it's been the habit of the finals apparently, but...
I've got tomorrow off work, so I've already shut up, so...
and I'm off for, well, this is day 2 of 9, so...
I hate both of them right now, because I don't. Jack Ashton, Lee Connell, Brad Philpott, Lewis Manley, Connor Hamilton, your top 5, Leeson, Cripps, Murphy, Hodges, Scott, Spencer and Talbot is your running order in the finals now for the A final here in round number 4 from the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit, lap 4 of 8, approaching the halfway point this time by, and it's looking like a commanding run by Ashton, but his teammate Lee Connell, Luke, could be bouncing around the party as Brad Philpott is actually catching. No, the gap was intentional between the two teammates. Philpott's forced Connell to drive faster. Now he's being pushed up against the back of his teammate. This could definitely become exciting.
Yep, lunge.
I'm really pleased to be getting monosyllabic answers from my commentator.
Do you know the song Rack City?
Yes.
Yeah, Lunge City.
Yes.
Yes, I think that needs to be a remix.
Well, looks
I'll
like
work
they have
on
both turned off.
I can't say the third word of the song.
I was thinking that.
Out of the corner now to get onto lap number 5 here. And it's very close. Look at the gap there with Philpott and Connell. Connell going hyper defensive. Philpott to the outside. Can he use this? Can he go round the outside there? Or go for an undercut? As a hugely defensive line is going to compromise him. Philpott gets a good look at the outside. Can he tuck his nose in? He can't quite make it there. But he is really threatening Lee Connell now. But look at Manley as well. Manley getting involved in this. Things are bunching up as Connor Hamilton decides to go rambling off into the gravel.
I was expecting Connor to be much racier in this one.
Connor is, but he needs to stop going looking for orienteering points and actually trying to follow the racetrack.
It's halfway, it's half distance, you know. He's probably expecting this to end badly, so he's just holding off, you know.
Well, given what happened at Donington last year when Jack, Lee and Brad occupied the same space for 3 corners, it could well happen.
Yes.
And Lewis was in that same gap as well, so those 4 in front normally ends in tears.
I do fully believe that you could be right with your suggestion that...
what's happening in the background? Big off in the background.
Well, it looks like
Hamilton's gone.
Hamilton has eaten teammates.
3 of them.
I think it has, in fact, yes. That's Will Murphy and the likes of Hamilton and Leeson who decided to basically hump each other's legs and fall off the racetrack, which is not the best idea when you're on a race, especially not when you actually plan to finish the race. Of course, you were just saying before, DJ, that maybe Hamilton's being patient and hanging back to the top 4, which I'd have believed if he had stayed on the track the whole race so far, but beggars and choosers. But right now, that's Hamilton, teammate, and Will Murphy ending up wrapped around each other.
What happened here?
Again, it was, I believe Hamilton came across the nose of Leeson, Hamilton came across Leeson, which put him off the track. He came back across the track, hit his teammate, spun him out, and that collected Murphy, who got tagged and spun around. And apparently everyone's a ballerina at this stage of the race.
Including Shamak.
Shamak gets punted as well. No, that was actually that was
Jack Ashton.
That was your leader, Jack Ashton. But he's spun in the final corner. It's 3 wide across the line now. Lewis Manley, Lee Connell, Brad Philpott. 3 wide into turn 1 here on lap 6.
I'll wait until this.
What is happening here? There's contact there with Philpott and Manley.
Let's see.
Let's get a replay about the final corner here. See what happened here, because this is Ashton at the front. And he gets tagged by Philpott. Philpott put Ashton in the gravel, but it was a tiny tap.
I don't think there was a lot in that.
That was a very unusual situation there. As this was definitely become more interesting now, as Lewis Manley leading the way here. Lee Connell in second, Brad Philpott in third.
Brad Philpott being quite vocal, saying he's fairly certain it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, Philpott thinks he does he wrong. Oh, he goes on the inside there and made it his fault.
That one's it.
That
Oh, no, that's Lee's fault. That second bit was Lee's fault.
yeah.
Brad Philpott is screaming his head off in the background. I'm not sure you can hear that.
Lee did just kind of turn right.
Philpott just had a car turn across his nose that time, so if it wasn't his fault the first time, it kind of was the second, definitely wasn't the third.
Yeah, 1 out of 3.
Yeah, 1 out of 3 isn't a bad hit rate for Brad, so that's
He's normally pretty clean, so
well, you know how I said this could be the purple helmet's first chance to get the team points?
yeah,
not anymore.
No.
Not anymore.
No.
As now it will be Lewis Manley out front here, with Brad Philpott in second, so it looks like it could be race tuition with the points against him.
Because Callum's fourth.
What was that? I missed
Callum
that.
Cripps at 4th, so yes, it's going to be
Yeah,
race
it's going to be
tuition.
race tuition unless there's some big penalties.
Yeah, race
To
tuition.
be
looking like
fair,
we've
I
got
think
the same points here.
Lee just turned across. Brad there, the little love tap the corner before was, Brad went a little bit deep on the brakes, and the one before that I didn't see from a good enough angle.
I tell you what, while we're on this subject, shout out to Will Murphy. He's third.
Big shout out to Will Murphy, looking at a podium here actually. A fantastic result for Will Murphy there. It's going to be an impressive run for him. In
I'm
his
slightly
career.
concerned because there's a massive gash on the side of his car, which taken out of context I just appreciate sounds really wrong.
Yeah, it just sounds a little wrong.
It just looks damaged to start with. I mean, that other comment could be applied to some other drivers, although that would be in the car rather than on the car. I've just broken Rachel.
I'm working with idiots apparently. Lewis Manley
I
up
have a
front.
master's. I'm not an idiot. I'm just a child. Or a man. They're the same thing.
No, having a master's does not make you intelligent. It just means you stayed in education a very long time and couldn't think of anything better to do. But we'll move on. As Lewis Manley out front, Bradley Philpott second, Will Murphy in third. Callum Cripps in fourth. Fifth place is Alfie Hodges. Incredibly good run from him. New to the series, getting a good run in this. But Will Murphy, the story of the race so far, found himself in a great spot after just persevering and being there at the end. It's really ended it well for him. On lap 7 here of 8. Can Philpott catch Manley, or will Manley take this one? And this will be the recovery drive he's needed. Because his race has not been great so far today. He's had a couple of rough rounds, Luke, but this is looking like a good one if he can hold on.
I told you, he's clinical. When he's on track, normally he's clinical. This is evidence of that being
If anything, he's not going to be in any sort of position for penalties in this one, based on contact that's been caused by Brad behind him. So he's actually pretty clean in this. He could win this, and this would be a fantastic result for him.
He did pretty well out of that last corner nudge.
Oh, he did, but it wasn't his contact. So
No, but he couldn't get past Brad before then.
I
So
wonder if we saw him slip Brad a fiver before the race, maybe. Yeah, that could have been it. But right now, Brad getting very close, so they took a lot of curb there, running through the final chicane, up towards the last corner now. On to the final lap here. Lewis Manley, Brad Philpott, separated by about 0.4 of a second. One more lap, Manley has to hold on for. Can he do this? They'll come across the line. 2 tenths slower for Manley, as Philpott screaming about something, I think, in the background.
what's gotten into him? Normally he's the one being shouted at.
This
Trio of
yeah, that was what we saw early on actually. Oh, Leeson getting dumped a second time. So that's a new wreck for those three. They've been really working on their second kind of spinning.
Oh, Wreck City. That could be another remix.
That sounds too much like Brexit and Nugget Trading. Anyway, let's move on from this as we'll look back at your fight for the lead with Philpott and Manley. Gap slightly opened up now. Half a second. Oh, I think that's Ashton getting dumped, as is Mike Scott by Max Spencer. It's Connell getting dumped there by Scott and Spencer, or Spencer and Scott. Connell both get dumped by Spencer. As we're now in the final lap, and we saw the lunge last time by Philpott in the final two chicanes. Well, has he got a chance here?
He could do his teammate Callum a favour and demote Manley a little bit and save him some points. Oh, ran wide there, so he needs to just. I think if he settles for second, no penalty for that bit particularly. If he doesn't settle for second, maybe a penalty.
I don't think
there.
he's got much time left to settle for second. I think he's going to have to settle for second at this stage. One more chicane to go. And the final corner for Brad Philpott has got an opportunity here to take it on Manley. Can Manley hold on now for the win? Just 2 corners left to go. He has the slipstream. Will he be able to get to the inside line, or can Manley defend?
He's on him.
The inside line for what is a very difficult chicane to get the outside line
Cut
for.
back.
Can he get the cut back if we stop looking at grass? No, he cannot. Lewis Manley clearly out front here. 1 corner to go. Will Philpott dive for it? Not going to be close enough. Out of the final corner. The cheer from Lewis Manley, a very happy man. Taking the win here at the Nurburgring. Very happy Lewis Manley in the background.
I guarantee in the next 30 seconds we're going to be greeted by, well, I did really well there.
Yes, and Bradley Philpott second place. Will
Lewis is
Murphy
brilliant
in
at self-promotion.
Will Murphy in the 3rd spot, with Callum Cripps in 4th, Connor Hamilton 5th, Alfie Hodges, Lee Connell, Max Spencer, Mike Scott, Richard Leeson in 10th, with Jack Ashton and Colin Talbot in 12th. That was a fantastic final couple of laps, and that was Lewis Manley comes home with the win after a pretty rough start to his race. His first round he started on pole for Luke, and he dumped it into the inside wall somehow.
I think he was quite happy there.
A fantastic result here from Lewis Manley. We're going to try and get a chance to chat to him now. We've got him here now, so Lewis, we heard your happiness a minute ago from the cockpit. You were yelling with happiness. How does it feel?
Amazing, just amazing. Although I have to admit, I've probably got a little luck with the incident when the purple helmets were leading and got taken out, but to win from 4th and keeping honest with the leaders, and I got fortunate not to be in the incident when they went off and I got clear of them, so ultimately I thought, come on, right, keep calm, and then going towards the last lap, and Brad was closing, I thought, just keep calm, just do what you do, and then got the chicane absolutely spot on in the last corner, and then across the line I was just chuffed a bit, so I can't be more happy.
He certainly had a fantastic run there, and of course, to start the racing today, was spinning to the inside of turn 1 from the lead in the first qualifying race, to the fight back from last to second in a lap in the second race, to this P final where you kind of inherited the lead but held it against Philpott, who is a very fast driver. You've had a couple of rounds. Do you now feel like perhaps Lewis Manley's back?
I feel so, yeah, absolutely. I still can't get that first race. I'm just so mystified about that. What happened to him? Because I braked early, I braked a lot earlier and softly. I'm just so shocked about what happened. Obviously, I was facing in the wall, so I thought, no, great. So I had to reverse, and then I was down second to last in 9, so I had to recover. So I came to 4th, and then second Pete started at the back, came to finish second. I said,
Starting 4th was definitely what I expected.
Can you have a look at the one which...
It looks like a 911 Civic.
It's a Corvette and some TCR cars.
Is this strong enough to score?
No.
Argentina. Only two apps to install and uninstall now. And you know how big Adobe programs are.